JBN will keep you informed. Coming up in the news today. Firearm seized on Holdorp Road, man arrested. Robbers lay siege to Charles Garden Market. Cartel co-convict guilty of 2009 shooting. University of the Hospital gets $31.7 million infection control surveillance system. Alleged gunman shot dead by cops. 3 guns seized in last 48 hours. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and to click the notification bell to receive our daily news items. Firearm seized on Holdorp Road, man arrested. A man was taken into custody on Thursday following the seizure of a Browning 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 14 9mm rounds of ammunition on Holdorp Road in Kingston 6. According to the Halfway Tree Police Criminal Investigation Branch, a team of officers were on patrol about 5:30 p.m. when a location was searched and the firearm and ammunition found. The man was subsequently taken into custody. However, his identity has been withheld pending further investigations. Robbers lay siege to Charles Garden Market. The St. James Municipal Corporation has pledged to ramp up security at the Charles Garden Market in Montego Bay, which has come under siege from armed robbers. Gerald Lee, Secretary-Manager of the St. James Municipal Corporation, which has primary responsibility for the market, said yesterday that the authorities were aware of the security threat at the market, which has spilled over to nearby businesses. We had a shortage of security personnel at the market, but we have recently hired additional security and are looking to add more, said Lee. In fact, we started recruiting just this Monday, so in a short while the market will be flocked with additional security. The robberies have occurred despite a year-long state of public emergency that will expire on January 31. The security clampdown accounted for a precipitous drop in murders, which fell 70% year-on-year. However, vendors said that even though there are regular police and military patrols in the area, the gunmen were daring, some toting weapons in full view of the public. The robber them a kill we down here, a vendor requested not to be named said. Anytime them feel like them just come whole way up, some of them even demand protection money from we. Detective Inspector O'Dane Dennis, officer in charge of crime in St. James, said that the police were grappling with the spate of robberies. Since the start of the year, we have not received many reports of robberies, but we know they are taking place, said Dennis. We are working to make the general area safe by constantly putting in new security measures. Earlier this week, 63-year-old security guard Lloyd Johnson, who was transported money from a business place to a cambio, was shot and killed along Barnett Street by robbers. Last year, the Barnett Street policing area, where the market is located, accounted for most of the murders and robberies committed in the parish of St. James, said Dennis. Cartel co-convict, guilty of 2009 shooting. Kahira Jones, one of 3 men handed mandatory life sentences, alongside dancehall star Adidja Palmer, Vybz Kartel, in 2014 for the beaten death of Clive Lizard Williams 3 years earlier, was found guilty on Thursday, January 24 of the 2009 shooting of Chevalo Rodney in Waterford, Portmore. The trial proceeded under Section 31D of the Evidence Act because Rodney, who survived the 2009 shooting and gave a statement to the police, was murdered 2 years ago at the same residence where he had been shot by Jones. After 3 days of summation, High Court Judge Lisa Palmer handed down her verdict in the Corporate Area Gun Court, finding Jones guilty of wounding with intent, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition. During the trial, the court heard evidence led by Houdini Williams that on the morning of September 15, 2009, Rodney was in his backyard when he was approached by Jones, who was known to him. Jones asked Rodney for water before attacking him with a gun. During the struggle that ensued between the 2 men, Rodney was shot twice but managed to disarm Jones. The prosecution closed its case after the court heard evidence from police personnel. The investigating officer was Jason McKay. Jones took the stand in his defense after a lengthy no-case submission by defense counsel Kamika Harris was rejected by Justice Hamilton. Reacting to the verdict, Homer Morgan, Divisional Detective Inspector for the St. Catherine South Police, yesterday praised the investigating officer for persevering in the matter following the resignation and migration of the original investigator who had to be flown into the island to testify. It's good that we're able to carry through on the matter. We proceeded by Section 31D, and that was good as it related to getting a conviction. I must give kudos to the investigator to whom we assigned this matter, Morgan said. According to a police source, Rodney had applied to be part of the Witness Protection Program and was being kept elsewhere but had returned to the area where he met his demise. Morgan said that Jones' mandatory life sentence in the Clive Lizard Williams death and yesterday's verdict showed a warning to remnants of the Gaza gang still operating in Waterford. It should send a reminder that the justice system works. There are remnants of the gang that still exist, and I hope this second conviction sends a strong message that we will do all we can to put them behind bars as long as it takes, he pointed out. Jones was on bail for shooting Rodney when he was implicated in the killing of Lizard along with Cartel, Sean Storm Campbell, and Andre St. John. All four men were convicted in 2014 and handed mandatory life sentences in the 65-day trial. University Hospital of the West Indies gets $31.7 million infection control surveillance system. The University Hospital of the West Indies Infection Control Unit is now better equipped to respond to dengue fever and other health-related threats. The facility has benefited from an injection of $31.7 million from the Universal Service Fund USF in the creation of an infection control surveillance system, which will significantly improve the institution's disease monitoring and management capabilities. The new system will enable the hospital to streamline all patients' data through digitalization, have faster access to records, and enable easier sharing of information among authorized medical personnel. Speaking at the official handover ceremony at the hospital's Papine location on Wednesday, Medical Chief of Staff at the UA, Dr. Carl Bryce, said that the infection control surveillance system will enhance efficiency of operations and ensure that health professionals can access information and communicate with their colleagues on a timely basis. He noted that the unit will not only serve Jamaicans but other nationals across the region and therefore must function at its optimum. Chief Executive Officer of the University of the West Indies, Kevin Hallian, in expressing gratitude, said that the new system is a vehicle that we are going to be using to help us in caring for clients. While Head of Microbiology and Chair of the Infection Control Committee, Dr. Alison Nicholson, admitted that it will allow for us to quickly shut down any threat of an outbreak or infection. Chief Executive Officer of the USF, Daniel Dawes, for his part, noted that the investment is in keeping with the agency's thrust to provide technological support to a wide cross-section of sectors as part of the development process. Alleged gunman shot dead by cops. 3 guns seized in the last 48 hours. Police say they have seized a total of 3 firearms and 35 assorted rounds of ammunition, including some used in weapons such as M16 rifles, during a series of operations carried out across 3 parishes in the last 48 hours. In one of the operations, 2 men were fatally shot, and a firearm recovered along Port Henderson Main Road, St. Catherine. Police said one of the men was a person of interest in St. Catherine North Police Division. The deceased have been identified as Ranzamin Henry, a 24-year-old resident of Jones Avenue in Spanish Town, and Nevada Howell, who police say was wanted for questioning in connection to a number of crimes. Reports from the police are that about 11:05 p.m. on Friday, a team of officers was traveling on Port Henderson Main Road in St. Catherine when they had a confrontation with 2 men. Police allege that the men were shot and killed, and a .38 revolver with 1.38 cartridge seized during the confrontation. Details of the reported shootout were not provided. The Inspectorate of the Constabulary and the Independent Commission of Investigations are investigating. In another incident on the Sandy Bay Main Road in Clarendon, about 1:20 a.m. on Saturday, police were conducting a vehicular checkpoint operation when they observed 2 men walking along the roadway. Police said they stopped the men and carried out a search, and a Luger 9mm pistol fitted with a magazine containing 15 9mm cartridges were taken from one of them. They were arrested. Their identities are being withheld at this time. In another case that took place on Friday about 1:30 p.m., the Olympic Gardens police conducted a snap raid at a house in Kingston 11, where 1.38 revolver containing 4.38 rounds were found under a mattress. No one is arrested in connection with the seizure. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.